Hi everyone, and welcome to the DeHart house. My name is Alicia and I'm your host of this crafty channel here on YouTube. Today is Saturday, May 17th of 2025. It's the middle of May and I thought we could do another mid-month check-in on how things are going. So I live in the Pacific Northwest, specifically the Seattle area of Washington State, and it being the middle of May means we are full on in springtime here. So we had some days of really warm weather where it almost felt like summer, and we're back to the cloudy, on and off raininess, more cooler temperatures, more like what I would imagine spring to be like. And it's been rainy for the past few days and will continue to be for the next few days as well. So I'm kind of stuck inside. I have a pretty extensive garden, so there will be some gardening updates in this video as well. It is a hobby, chore, life skill combination of those things that I do spend a lot of my free time on, and I just like sharing what I'm learning and what I'm doing, and that's pretty much what this channel is about, so it's on theme with that. But yeah, I have some garden updates to share with you, as well as some crafting updates, and I think I will do them in the opposite order. We'll start with crafting updates and then move on to garden updates. So the first week of this month, super warm, sunny. Like I said, it was really easy to get outside and do stuff because it was absolutely gorgeous. And second week has been a little more on the rainy side. But despite all of that, crafting has been happening either way. So, so far I have finished a pair of socks, and I'll talk more about these socks at the end of the month when I do my monthly makes video. And so I'll give more details then, but yeah, I finished a pair of socks. They're for me. They're out of my hand-dyed yarn, and I had a lot of fun making these. So these are going to stay on the blockers until the end of the month, when I will talk about them in the monthly makes video for this month. There is a sweater that I have been working on for the past 6 weeks or so, and it is nearing completion. It's not quite there yet, but this is my Rabinia sweater that I have modified to have a different neckline than what is written into the pattern, and that's actually what I'm working on right now, is the collar. So I have finished the body and I have finished the sleeves. I have quite a few ends to weave in, but yeah, it's a worsted weight sweater. There is some stranded color work going on in this pattern. I'm using 100% acrylic yarn, and the colors are black and cinnamon, and I'm really excited to, I'm pretty sure I could finish this today, so it's a matter of sitting down and doing that, which I think I'll be able to find time for because we've been watching Andor, one of the Star Wars TV shows, and kind of binge watching that. And so it would be a great project to work on while doing that. But yeah, all I have left to do is the collar, and then I will be able to weave in the ends, give it a wash, and then make a video about this. I've been filming the process along the way, and so there will be a dedicated video on the channel to this project. Now, I had said in my April Makes video that when I finish one of my two projects, the socks or the sweater, I will cast on a skirt, or I have a tank top idea in mind. And then what I didn't do was exactly that. And what I did was I cast on another pair of socks because I needed something small to work on that didn't require a lot of thought. And the skirt and the tank top that I'm thinking about casting on, both of which are kind of me designing something, which obviously requires a lot of thought and writing stuff down to document what I'm doing. And I just needed something potato chippy to work on during some Zoom meetings. And so I cast on a sock. This is as far as I've gotten. It is the cuff of the sock. I like to knit my socks top down, so that's what I'm doing. I'm using US size 1 needles, and they are Chow Gu needles, which I absolutely love. And the yarn, I am actually using 2 self-striping yarns and striping them every other row. And part of the reason is I was too lazy to wind up a skein. Like, I have sock yarn on the shelf in skein form that I want to knit up into socks. They're just not wound up and ready to go, and I just wanted to grab something super fast and knit with it. And these are leftovers from previous sock projects, and I was like, you know what? These colors might work well together. They might. It might look absolutely hideous. But I won't know till I try. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying it out, and after I get through the color sequence, if I hate it, and hate it would be a strong thing, but if I just think, this is not a good pairing, I will rip it out and put the 2 yarns back on the shelf and grab a skein and actually wind it into a ball. But yeah, it was just like, I need something to keep my hands busy. I don't even care in the moment if it'll work or not. I just thought, sometimes you never know. Sometimes you look at 2 self-striping yarns and think those 2 would never go together. Maybe not never, but unlikely that they would really go together. And then you get kind of surprised if you do it. It can turn out and look absolutely amazing. And that's what I'm hoping for. But if it looks clashy, because they both have like a navy blue and a yellow, and they're not matchy. So it's possible that they're off just enough that I find it clashy. And if that's the case, I will rip it out. Otherwise, I will proceed forward. So, yeah, this is not my number one go-to at the moment. I'm insanely close to finishing that sweater, so that is my top priority in the moment. I anticipate at the end of the month having the socks to talk about, but also the sweater. And my cross stitch saw some love as well. In case you're wondering, yes, this is blue painter's tape around the edge, and I am cheap like that, and I'm not ashamed of it. It works. It holds up during the life of the project. It keeps the edges from fraying too much while I'm working on it, and it peels off pretty easily. So, if I can get away with something I already have and I don't have to go buy a special thing, I will do it. But yeah, I did a little bit more of this sky section here. And no, it's not going to stay a straight line like this. It's just, there's a big old chunk to do, and I do it in rectangle sections, but I added in this color here, this blue, as well as this lighter blue. And I filled in something over here. There was Oh yeah, there was like a bit of the sky that was missing in between the trees or something. I think it was right there. I filled that in and started doing this as well. So yeah, it's a lot of sky and mountains. So these are this, and this are mountains, right? And kind of fading into the background. This is sky. There will be a cloud section here to do. But I'm trying to go like kind of around the upper part of the design and then come down to the lower part. The lower part has all the fun stuff in it, like the elk and the fisherman and all kinds of details. This is a lot of big blocks of color, which I find boring to cross stitch. So I kind of want to get the boring stuff done first and then do the more exciting stuff last, because I think it'll help motivate me to finish the project. Other than my yarny, fibery projects inside, I also dehydrated some more garlic to make garlic powder. So I grow garlic in my garden, which you're about to see in my videos here. So I made some more garlic powder, and I currently have some chicken chili going in the kitchen. I make my own veggie broth and stuff like that, bake my own bread. As much as I can. Some weeks are just super busy and overwhelming, and it's hard to fit that in, and we just go buy stuff at the store. But when we're able to prioritize making food on our own, we absolutely try to do that. It's healthier. We know what's going in it. We also get to enjoy making our food. I enjoy making our food, so not everyone likes cooking and baking, but I do. So, yeah, anyway, let me show you what's been going on in the garden. And if you watched the April mid-month check-in, you might be able to spot some differences. And if you haven't watched that video and you want to go back and watch it, it's here on the channel. These are my cotton plants out on the back porch. They are hardening off, getting used to the sunlight. It's still way too cloudy and cool outside for them to be transplanted, but yeah, sorry for the mess. Also on the back porch are my Lucifer crocosmia popping up, and I have these two smaller garden beds where I've planted potatoes. This one also has garlic in the middle, but look at these potatoes. This is round 2, so I planted these mid-April-ish. And in this bed is round 1, which were planted around St. Patrick's Day, so mid-March. I left these onions here to go to flower just to see what they would look like, and I'm pretty excited. These potatoes are absolutely huge. I can't wait to harvest them. They're nowhere near ready. These are the main garden beds that I have, and they are filled with tomatoes. I just transplanted the pumpkins today. Cabbages have been here, but I don't know that they're gonna develop. The tomatoes, I've got Amish paste all down the line there in the middle. I've got bush steak tomatoes on the right side in that bed, and then I've got cherry tomatoes all down this side of the bed. Cherry tomatoes are indeterminate. They'll grow as tall as I let them, so I just put in these stakes today, and I'll start tying them up as they grow taller. I've got 2 more pumpkins right here on the other end of the bed. Next door is garlic. Garlic gets planted in the fall, pops up in the spring. This will get harvested in early summer. It looks super healthy, really big and bushy garlic. This is the garden bed that I've been trying to push back, and it's sort of a retaining wall. But yeah, I put a couple more pumpkin plants in here. Just curious. We'll see how this works out. These are jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. I popped in some sunflower seeds as well, but I've got some flowers there. Our fig trees we transplanted last year are coming back strong and healthy. We've got two different varieties. This is the Mission Fig, and we dressed up the ground there around the trees. We pulled the grass back, we put on compost, covered it with mulch. And then this one is the Brown Turkey Fig. So last year we got a few fruits, didn't get them in time to eat them. Looking forward to that this year. You can see I'm still working on moving this bed back. It is a total weed mess, and our raspberries are completely out of control, but the bumblebees are enjoying it right now, so I'm okay with it. And on the other side of the backyard, we have our new metal beds here. I have kale, I have some garlic, we have eggplants, which went out recently. In front of the eggplants, I've got a piece of wood that was there. I moved it. There are carrot seeds down. Hopefully they will germinate. The carrots I planted in the middle in egg cartons were a total fail. I decided to put cucumbers in here instead. Only 4 really germinated, so I popped some more seeds in the ground there. The peas look really healthy. I also planted a few more seeds to get a few more plants. I didn't get 100% germination rate. The broccoli, because we had those super warm summer-like days, the broccoli started to bolt, so I had to harvest the tiny heads. But now they'll put energy into the little offshoots, so we could possibly get some more broccoli. It was not a substantial amount, though. I transplanted my 3 jalapeno pepper plants right here. The tag is fading, but I know what they are. We got a volunteer potato there. I'm gonna leave it, but it might get too bushy. More eggplants. This is the kale I'm letting go to seed, and the bees are really enjoying it. This is a bed in the front yard. I had scattered a bunch of seeds down for different kinds of flowers, and I think these are mostly weeds. I'm pretty sure this is a sunflower. Listen to the doubt in my voice. I think it's a sunflower, but I'm not really sure. My roses here are starting to bud, which is very nice. These are yellow roses. I do need to take care of some mold that's growing on them. My hydrangea is full of blooms. I have never seen it this full of blooms before. I'm insanely excited because I put down coffee grounds on the roots to make the flowers more of a blue color. This is our Lithidora, which is full of little blue flowers, and I just love that it looks like water cascading down the rocks. It's so pretty. Also in the front yard, I've got these pots with different plants. I've got 2 kinds of lavender. This is my English lavender. It is actually really thriving. This is the first time I've seen it get flowers on it, and I've had that plant like 3 years. I've mint in the painted pot. I've got alliums and lilies, and then these are my Spanish lavenders. I harvested a bunch already, and there are so many more. The pansies are going wild. My tulips are atrocious. I really need to trim the leaves back and clean that up. The daffodils are still absorbing sunlight to store in the bulbs. This is a lily plant I transplanted last year, and it's coming back. You can see the flowers are starting to develop. This is a rose bush I also transplanted last summer, and it looks super healthy, also forming flower buds all over the plant. These are red. So I have yellow roses on the side and then red in the front. And this is my pride and joy in the front yard, my strawberry bed. I put some compost down on this a few months back, and it is super thriving. I've got some ornamental lilies here that are starting to develop. They need more shade than the other lilies, so they're closer to the house. I've got these volunteer lupins that they help fix nitrogen in the soil, which is why I'm keeping them. But this year they are covered in aphids. And I'm thankful that aphids aren't on the strawberries, but I'm a little concerned about this pest problem. My strawberry bed is full of flowers. Every single one of these flowers, if pollinated, will give a strawberry. And you can see there are already berries starting to develop. So I love fresh strawberries. They're the bomb. And I can't wait, you guys. So yeah, things are coming alive. The bulbs are dying back. Storing up energy for next year. So no more tulips, no more daffodils, no more hyacinths. We're kind of transitioning into now the later spring, early summer blooms like our roses and hydrangeas. Um, yeah, the strawberries that I have are June bearing strawberries. So basically, they fruit up one time a year. And so I won't get staggered harvests throughout the growing season. They bloom, they pump out strawberries, and then they go into leaf production mode. So that whole patch will get harvested around the same time. I haven't harvested enough strawberries to warrant like making jams and things to preserve them. So that might be something I'm able to try this year. If not, we will just enjoy fresh strawberries like I've been doing the past few years. So, yeah, things are coming alive, and I'm having a lot of fun getting outside, working on growing flowers and food. And I'm also having fun crafting indoors, making garments and things. So, anyway, that's my mid-May of 2025 check-in with y'all. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time. Bye.